Hi everyone, Bob Soklis from the SAP Global Center of Excellence for Cloud Platform. Today I'm really going to try to summarize what happened at Sapphire 2019 last week. Just in case you struggled to pick up the signal from the noise. It's really easy to get overwhelmed at Sapphire. There are so many technologies, industries, customer stories, business partners, and of course, you're surrounded by over 30,000 of your closest friends and colleagues. SAP is helping over 400,000 global enterprises run at their best. So it's not surprising that the Orlando experience is, for lack of a better word, kind of a hurricane of large, right? So what are the big takeaways? The first big takeaway, in my opinion, is that it's very obvious that if you want to create superior value out of your IT department, the whole has to be greater than the sum of the parts. For too long, companies have struggled because they had way too many independent applications and lots of silos of data. The reason for this is that departments made lots of independent technology decisions. The trucking department would buy one app, the warehouse department would buy another one, and they would just throw all this stuff over the wall of the IT department to glue together. This resulted in lots of duct tape and bungee cord as IT struggled, right? So for 30 or 40 years, IT's been gluing together incompatible things, right? And it's become an incredible financial drain. Gartner puts it at about 80%. 80% of an IT's budget, IT department's budget, is going to just keep the lights on, to keep all that glue and bungee working instead of making forward progress. A lot has changed recently. SAP has designed and invented better answers for this problem, right? SAP's right in the middle of the most complex enterprises on earth. And in just the last 5 or 7 years, SAP's come out with best-in-class technologies. Things like the central nervous system that SAP Cloud Platform really is. Lightning-fast SAP HANA to be able to tackle the problem of real time. Play the data where it lies with SAP Data Intelligence. Greatly reduce repetitive labor and the errors that come with that through SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation. The incredible thing that SAP Analytics Cloud is because it's ready for all. It doesn't require IT gurus. And all of this is infused with artificial intelligence and machine learning. These new technologies, when used as designed and intended, are finally solving that complexity hairball that IT's been struggling with and unlocking extraordinary value. The benefits are huge. For the first time, large global companies can leverage real-time analytics without the data duplication and transformation. Innovation can be agile at the edge without impacting core systems, and core systems can be pristine and upgradable, so you're not stuck only upgrading once a year. The bottom line is that SAP now has the ability, the technology, and the experience to help you turn a lot of that 80% of the budget that's currently going to keep the lights on into a positive investment in technology for the future. The second big takeaway is that this complexity conquering agility is opening the door to the next evolution, or I look at it almost as a revolution. And that's combining operational data, also called OData, with experience data, or X data, so that a company's leaders can now, for the first time, truly understand not just what is happening, but why things are happening in the business. Decision support has always strived to reach this promised land of why. SAP decided to become very bold on this topic, right? Invested $8 billion in Qualtrics because of their extraordinary technology and the extraordinary team that comes with it. Qualtrics covers the gamut of experience, from customer experience to employee experience to product experience to brand experience. So the second big takeaway of Sapphire is that experience data will be connected to operations. Decisions are about to become much better, and the world will become a better place for CEOs who see this future clearly, not in some distant future, but in 2019 and 2020. The third big takeaway is that there's a huge difference between IT systems that automate existing business processes, to digitize those existing processes, right? The big difference is companies that leverage intelligence and become an intelligent enterprise. SAP is absolutely betting the farm on infusing intelligence into every core system, which will reduce errors, improve speed, optimize business processes, suggest decisions, model the possible outcomes, and lift the burden that comes off this repetitive labor that's currently on a lot of people's shoulders. SG&A is about to plummet as a percentage of revenue and earnings when businesses use intelligent technologies to run at their best. Decisions will happen based on not only what is happening, but why it is happening. Systems will either make decisions for you based on programming and smarts, right? Or they'll suggest decisions based on all known variables, not just a couple. Human beings often can't see all the different variables that are in play at the same time and what the correlations are between them. No one will ever have to fill out TPS reports for Scott Lumberg because the TPS data is now going to be displayed in real time on a dashboard. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Rent Office Space is a great movie. Chatbots will become truly helpful. They're not just going to route you to the right department. Invoices that match POs are going to get paid without human intervention. And we will absolutely know the lineage of any defective product so that we can fix the problem before it becomes a press nightmare. The fourth big takeaway from Sapphire, I think, is that SAP innovation is really hitting its stride. There are so many customer examples that were talked about, and most of them were not the same back office human resources variety. SAP is innovating on the operations side of the house, and it's achieving great results for its customers. There were big time stories during the keynotes, like from Shell and Tapestry. The one that really hit me was the one from the NHL. It was incredibly obvious that if you take real-time stats and you empower the coaches and the fans, right? The fans can see the real-time stats as well. It changes the entire game. The game suddenly is digitally represented on everybody's iPhones and iPads. In full disclosure, I'm absolutely a hockey fan. That innovation is going to change the experience forever. The fifth and last big takeaway that I got is that the world is changing quicker than ever before. As Will Rogers put it, even if you're on the right track, you're going to get run over if you just sit there. It is obvious to me that companies that are going to win are the ones that are embracing all these different changes, right? All these different technologies. The key takeaway to me is that you got to start now because nothing happens overnight, right? If you start abstracting the complexity that is your core systems through things like secure microservices and APIs, you'll be able to start leveraging the data where it resides, right? You'll be able to improve the data quality. You'll be able to combine X data with O data because experience will actually matter much more as to determining which companies flourish and which ones fail. And you have to start infusing intelligence into business processes now. Expertise and employee excitement comes from pushing the envelope, from creating new wins, from building momentum, from innovating on top of previous innovations, not just sitting still on the sidelines and being the late adopter to any new technology. Gartner predicts there will be more change in the next 5 years than the last 50, unless your company has an absolutely unassailable moat, and the truth is very few do. Sitting on your hands and waiting till 2024 to upgrade your CRM system or upgrade your finance system is really a recipe for disaster. You've got to start now to become the best that you can possibly be. The best thing you can do is start. Thanks.